Spongebob has been one of the largest cartoon series over the past 10 years, tailoring to audiences of all shapes and sizes as well as ages. And I'm shamelessly a fan of Spongebob and have been ever since I was 11. As a matter of fact, I'm a firm believer that in a lot of ways, Spongebob's benign humor is way funnier than some of the adult cartoons who need to swear and use vulgarity for their jokes.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Recently, I've been digging into the show more and more, trying to figure out what exactly makes it so good. And I have stumbled into an alarmingly simple realization that I want to share with you guys today. What I found was that the characters are carefully created to play off one another in a really brilliant way. And once you see it, you really can't unsee it. Because SpongeBob SquarePants doesn't rely on clever punchlines or shock humor, it relies on character contrast. The same storytelling principle used in some of those iconic movies and TV shows of all time. In fact, SpongeBob is quietly following a playbook that many filmmakers have been using for decades. Let's start with SpongeBob himself. SpongeBob is a relentlessly optimistic kid. He's emotionally open, sincere, and genuinely excited about everything in life that most people would find exhausting. Things like work and routine and responsibility. On his own, SpongeBob wouldn't really be that funny. And this is an important note, because comedy history shows us this over and over again. For example, take Buddy the Elf. Buddy isn't funny because he tells jokes, he's funny because he's impossibly genuine in a world that's really cynical. Will Ferrell's performance works for the same reason SpongeBob does. Buddy believes in joy in an environment that actively rejects it. And if everyone acted like Buddy and Elf, then the movie would fall apart. And the same thing applies to SpongeBob and Bikini Bottom. The humor only exists because the world pushes back towards him. SpongeBob's goal is to push his excitement onto others. He works for the sole love of the game. He grills for no pay. His entire attitude is one long-running irony, and it makes him kind of the perfect main character. It's because he annoys others in the process and is so painfully unaware of it. Similar to another iconic character, Michael Scott. Michael Scott believes everyone loves his presence and does not actually have to try to be funny. The contrast of everyone else's grasp of reality is what makes it work so perfectly. The worldviews of SpongeBob, Buddy the Elf, and Michael Scott are all so skewed that no matter what they do, it offers an interesting perspective to the audience. But this show has three other great main characters who further explore this technique. Let's start with Patrick. In the Bikini Bottom, it says everyone is working. Everyone is playing an important role in the welfare of the town. Mr. Krabs is a business owner. Larry is a lifeguard. Sandy is a scientist or a martial artist. And then we have Patrick. Patrick is another great worldview. He is at the opposite side of SpongeBob's diehard love for working. Patrick lives his life with no cares or worries for contribution to society. He is lazy and does not use critical thought in the slightest. When we have someone who values work so much with someone who doesn't work at all, we are met with a yin and yang of characters. And no matter what subject or plot the episode is doing, there will always be an opposition of worldviews.
Is this the Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
In the episode Big Pink Loser, we simply follow SpongeBob going to work and doing his job. But with a twist, he's accompanied by Patrick. Again, the episode does not work because the idea is spectacular, but it is because Patrick's worldview directly clashes with SpongeBob's. As we watch Patrick struggle to maintain the same excitement for working as SpongeBob does, we realize that he was not necessarily lacking the motivation, but instead lacks the perspective that SpongeBob has. We can also visit the episode The Fry Cook Games, where everyone is preparing for the Olympics. SpongeBob, someone with all the care in the world, is preparing in a psychotic manner, literally mimicking Rocky and over-preparing to the fullest extent. Then we have Patrick.
Win this one because I told you to.
Because you told me to!
Doing absolutely nothing to get ready. And it makes the episode so exciting to watch, because as the audience, the payoff is seeing the result of zero effort versus 100% effort. Such a dramatic contrast in personalities. Next, we have Squidward. It's not that he necessarily doesn't care about anything or doesn't work. It's just that he does everything in life for the completely opposite reason to SpongeBob. He works because he needs a job. He frequently dreams about what he could have been in life. He is someone who is constantly asking for more out of life, never satisfied, always looking for the negative aspects of every situation. Squidward reminds me a lot of the kid show version of Fletcher from Whiplash. Squidward, being someone with a superiority complex, is often threatened by SpongeBob's ability to unapologetically express himself. We see Squidward's sad worldview also pushed onto the world around him. And as the audience, we are given a chance to see what happens when Squidward is given the chance to change his circumstances. This is the episode called Squidville. He moves into a fancy gated community filled with all the squids. He lives his dream routine, gets to mingle with other pretentious squids, and is surrounded by other Squidward-esque houses. However, we see that ultimately Squidward, per usual, still runs into the same issue. He is always seeking for more and is never satisfied with his surroundings. No matter where Squidward is or what situation he's put in, he is only happy for a short period of time, before the audience learns that his pessimistic worldview yet again steals his happiness from him. Another one of my favorite contrasts in SpongeBob SquarePants is SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs. Because on the surface they seem aligned, they both love the Krusty Krab, they both work a lot, they both defend the restaurant no matter what, but again, they're working for completely opposite reasons. SpongeBob believes that work gives life meaning. He doesn't chase money, recognition, or really much else. He finds joy in the act itself, flipping patties, serving customers, and just doing his job. Dude just kind of lives in the moment. Mr. Krabs, on the other hand, believes work is a tool, not for fulfillment, but mainly for profit. He loves the outcome and not really the process, and that difference is a big difference, because Mr. Krabs literally pays SpongeBob 10 cents per year.
I don't pay you to breathe.
You hardly pay us at all.
They exist on opposite ends of the same system. Yet SpongeBob never feels exploited because he's happy, and Mr. Krabs never feels guilty because SpongeBob makes him so much money, and again, that's the sole motivator that he has. This is the same dynamic you see in characters like Andy Bernard or Ted Lasso. You know, I don't mean to make the Bob so deep, but once you see how real the characters that Steven Hillenburg created are, you can really appreciate the show even more, especially as we grow older and see how close we can relate to these personalities in real life. I'm sure we all know a SpongeBob, we all know a Squidward, we all know a Patrick, and we all know Mr. Krabs. And similar to the show, these personality types all run into the same problems that the show taught us. Shows like It's Always Sunny has followed similar framework. Dennis, the narcissist, similar to Squidward. Charlie, the moron, similar to Patrick. Mac, the one with delusional confidence, just like SpongeBob. And Frank, the one who's simply looking to exploit others, like Mr. Krabs. There are also much more examples of contrasting character situations within SpongeBob itself. Mr. Krabs' obsession with capitalism versus Plankton's terrible misfortune. Larry's obsession with vanity versus SpongeBob's lack of care. Patrick's ability to find peace with nothing versus Squidward's inability to find peace with more.
I hope they put some air holes in that box.
If you are looking to deepen your writing ability, the best piece of advice I can give is to step back from the complexity of the characters and start honing in on the simplicity of the characters. Simply putting opposing worldviews in basic everyday situations can be more than enough to create interesting and compelling writing. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and please like and subscribe if you want more content like this. Until next time guys, peace.